For the last week, the simpletons of the Westminster Village, the village where everyone's an idiot, have been prancing around the maypole doing the new dance sensation. You cross your left leg in, uncross your left leg out, in, out, you cross it all about. You do the ginger growler and you cross, uncross. That's what it's all about. Oh, the ginger growler. If I follow the political hurricanes roiling Westminster this last week, there are two theories re leg cross gate. The first is that the original leak of the story demonstrates the ingrained misogyny of the old boys club in Parliament. The second version, to keep the story going, to give it legs, is that multiple witnesses confirm that Angela Rayner herself is the source of the story, being, even by the standards of our present third-rate political class, a narcissistic buffoon. What's the correct answer? Is it the general culture of misogyny in Parliament, or Angela Rayner just showing off about her fabulous legs? The American baseball legend Yogi Berra liked to say, if you come to a fork in the road, take it. But when you come to a fork in the crossed legs, back the hell out of there and find another route. How about the hundreds of migrants ushered onto England's shores over the weekend under the protection of the Royal Navy? Anybody want to talk about that? If that rate of arrival keeps up, you won't have a leg to stand on, never mind cross. If you can't get interested in the southern border of the UK, how about the western? Sinn Féin is pretty confident it's in for an historic victory on Thursday. How about the cost of living? Makes you poorer. Net zero makes you poorer. The uselessness of the booster jab, or the big one, China snaffling up the world and ending half a millennium of Western dominance without firing a shot. They want you talking about leg cross gate because it absolves them of addressing anything that matters, and it diminishes you. Just like in this 007 poster. This is a great 007 poster. That's Angela Rayner's legs. And that's a diminished Roger Moore playing the state of Britain's public discourse, but firing out blanks. And out there, just beyond her thighs and the swell of her bottom, are all the real menaces we should be talking about. To the vast majority of normal people, the Ginger Growler is the Incredible Hulk's love interest in Avengers 27. Notwithstanding, we asked Keir Starmer to come on the show and explain his position on leg crossing, and instead he sent us this photograph. That's Sir Keir in his favourite position, sitting on the fence and discreetly showing off the old grey growler. This is no way for a great nation to slide off the cliff into the abyss of history. If this is news, there's no point to news. It's home and away with a lousy cast and no plausible plot twists. But they want you talking about this. And by they, I mean, of course, Chairman Xi's growler in Peking and Klaus Schwab's globalist growler at the World Economic Forum in Davos. Can we have the picture of Klaus Schwab and his identical twin, Ming the Merciless? Yes, that's Ming on the left and Klaus on the right. Meanwhile, what's going on into what we laughably call the real world? Two things we'll talk about tonight: the accelerating shriveling of two core liberties, freedom of movement and freedom of speech. Did you know, for example, that the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the United States and the entirety of Europe have just signed a declaration for the future of the internet? They're committing themselves to even more zealous combating of, quote, disinformation. For those of you who think the last 2 years of banning and cancelling haven't been quite sufficient. After all the COVID, do you fancy a week in Mallorca or Mykonos? Well, Klaus Schwab's digital identity travel permit has something to say about that. The pilot program is underway between two governments, Canada and the Netherlands, but good luck holding it to just those two.